Well, good evening, everyone. Okay. Barry, Paul, you sure you were talking about me? What a wonderful testimony. And I thank you, brothers. And when I say brothers, I mean brothers. Thank you. It is an absolute honor to stand here as an inductee along with the fellow inductees of the 2021 Trinity College Athletic Hall of Fame. It is especially meaningful to me that I'm able to share this honor with Director Kerf, who was more than an athletic director to me, but was a mentor as well as a friend. And to Dale, Whitney, and the Kerf family, it's an honor. Thank you. Thank you. It is also an honor to be here with Coach Shepard, who is not with us tonight, but I'm sure she's watching, who I had the opportunity to meet and know as a friend so many years ago. It would be hard to put into words what this honor truly means to me, but I think Director Galbraith probably felt my emotions as he delivered this wonderful news to me during his phone call a few months ago. If I may just take a second, I would like to introduce my family who traveled with me, mostly from Philadelphia and Delaware today. First, my wife, Terry. Captain of the cheerleaders in high school, captain of the football team, and 51 years later, here we are. My daughter, Taryn Guy. My granddaughter, Sydney Olivia Guy. And she's anxiously awaiting when she's going to have, or whether she's going to have, a little brother or a little sister sometime in March. I have three of my sisters here. My sister, Beverly Marshall. My sister, Shirley Duckett. My sister, Dr. Maylene Duckett Lee. Two nieces, Michelle Marshall, Tracy Irvin, and dear friends of ours, and a Trinity alum, retired Judge Glenn Woods, and his lovely wife, Cecilia. Thank you for coming. I want to say a very sincere thanks to President Berger Sweeney, Director Galbraith, Coach Hazelton, from my days at Trinity, as well as the entire nominating committee for bestowing this tremendous honor on me. When I told my brother-in-law, Dr. Lee's husband, that I was being inducted, his response was, "You graduated in 1974. Did they run out of names?" Of course, he was joking, but I was very happy to let him know that this was, in fact, the third Hall of Fame class, and I was proud to be an early inductee with the many, many names of great Trinity athletes that can be and will be bestowed this honor in future classes. One thing for sure, I do not stand here alone, and I believe I shared this sentiment with my fellow inductees and every member of all three Hall of Fame classes. There are many who are an integral part and reason why I am able to receive this honor today. My friend Paul Goose, as we know him, who gave my introduction along with Barry, shared with me that his dad's path to Trinity was very similar to mine. His dad graduated from a Philadelphia public high school, was introduced to Trinity, an institution he had not heard of, nor knew where it was located. But he came, played football, and went on to become an orthopedic surgeon who treated many Trinity athletes, including me. My path began in a similar way. I was introduced to Trinity by a high school friend and football teammate, Dean Henry, I think he's watching tonight, who had previously visited Trinity. During that visit, Dean mentioned my name to Coach Miller as someone he might be interested in looking at. At the time, I knew nothing of Trinity and very little about the state of Connecticut, since to me it was very far away from home. It was during this time I was introduced to a gentleman, also from the Philadelphia area and a Trinity grad, and we talked about college life and opportunities a Trinity education would offer. Football was the least of the conversation, as it was more about academics and the Trinity experience. That conversation was followed with a visit to the school, where I again was met by that same gentleman who stood by my side all through my Trinity years and encouraged and supported me, and who I now consider to be a lifelong friend. Jerry Hansen, I hope you're watching tonight. You were a life changer, and I thank you. It was during this visit I first met Coach Miller. As I recall, it was a very warm and, most importantly, a reassuring meeting. I recall visiting some other institutions closer to Philly, but I didn't come close to getting the same reception as I received from Coach Miller. From the time I was introduced to Trinity right up to that meeting, Coach made it clear he wanted me at Trinity. That was the beginning of a wonderful relationship that was much more than player and coach. He never lacked confidence in me and always encouraged me to be my very best. Coach, never a screamer, but could be very forceful when getting a point across, often with very few words. I recall getting off to a rough start my sophomore year as I dropped several balls, something I had never done before, and I was feeling a lack of confidence. Frustrated with myself, I went to see Coach in his office and made a declaration that I was not dropping any more balls. Coach sat back in his chair, looked at me, and simply responded, "I know." He brought the best out of you just by simply believing in you. I also had the opportunity to work with Coach as an assistant for a year, where a strong work ethic was instilled in me that became a model throughout my working career. I have never forgotten that during that time, Coach opened up his home to me until I was able to find housing for myself in the area. Coach Miller, thank you. Thank you, and thank you. I recall when my uncle and my sister Shirley dropped me off on campus. My uncle, a very deliberate man, along with Sister Cheryl, were there just long enough to get my bags out of the car. And with a handshake and a good luck son from my uncle and a hug from Sister Cheryl, I watched the taillights head off in the distance, and anxiety immediately set in. The anxiety of being in a different environment with different challenges, both academically and athletically. But then there was football and the wonderful relationships that were developed. Along with Barry and Goose, there was freshman football coach Chet McPhee, the late Chad Mooney, Mike Hoskinson, John Allen, John Westerman, Ed Rawls. I can go on and on. George Rose, Stan Twardy, my high school teammate, the late Harold Gray, and of course, Whitney Cook, who made one of the greatest receptions I ever seen in my entire life. I remember like yesterday. And there were so many others. All of these individuals are the reason why I stand here today. In any team sport, no one excels alone. No one. As a result of these relationships, lifelong relationships, we all met the challenges before us, and we did it together. We played hard, played for each other, played for our coaches, and we played for our school. We never quit on our team, and we never quit on each other. So I stand here today because of those who coached and mentored me, played beside me, studied with me, and became lifelong friends. I would not be here if not for each and every one of them. To the committee, Director Galbraith, Coach Miller, Jerry Hansen, Coach Devaney, my teammates and friends and my family, I thank you for this honor. Whatever days the good Lord has left for me, I would cherish this day and honor this as a very, very special one. I thank you.